All right, y'all. So yesterday I come out here, did all this filming, and did not know that my camera was not filming in the right mode. It was filming in like fast forward. And anyway, I filmed a bunch of footage that I ended up not being able to use. So deleted all that. But I'm gonna come in this video and tell y'all what I did. So went to the store, and just by chance they were giving away some starts that looked like they was on death's door. This was about a week and a half ago, and they were giving them away. So I got 7 trays, 6 sales a piece. So 7 of those 6 sale trays. 2 of them was green magic broccoli. 2 of them was lieutenant broccoli. 2 of them was Bonnie's best cabbage. No, 1 of them was Bonnie's best cabbage, and 2 of them was something else that I can't remember. 2. No, that's right. No, yes, 2. I can't remember what the hell they were. Oh, cauliflower. 2 trays with cauliflower. So I ended up planning a total of hold on, I'm not counting right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no. 1 tray was the lieutenant broccoli. Another tray was the green magic broccoli. 2 trays of cauliflower. 1 cabbage, and 2 trays of something else that I'm negating. But anyway, so I planted all of those plants out here. So I planted here, and over there. So you can kind of see, I had to nurse them back to health before I got them in the garden though. But there's one there. There's another one right there. This is a broccoli, I know for sure. That's another broccoli. This don't make no sense, bro. I'm sick of this already. Y'all ever be the way you want to shoot your own self in the head? Like some stuff is very annoying to me. And my nose just continuing to run. It's very annoying to me. Anyway, but yeah, y'all might can't see them all. There's one right there. There's one right here. There's one on that corner. I planted some over there in that bed. I planted mostly cabbage back there. And I know y'all gonna say, well, the peas is still there. Yeah, they are. And them peas gonna get out of the way when the cold come. But these brassicas usually can handle the cold. So here's some here. And here, look at that harlequin bug already on that sucker. Get you off of there. Brand new harlequin bugs. Find your stuff. It never fails. I also came out here and harvested some of the Jamaican sorrel. I harvested it and I sat down and got all the calyxes off of it, washed it real good. And then once I got through washing it, I already made 1 batch of sun tea. So I usually can get about 2 batches of tea out of this. So I just set this one out here. I did harvest about 4 of the white sorrel as well, and put in there. What else did I do? I watered everything in real good, and I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I can't really think of nothing else real pertinent that I did yesterday. Watered the my little seedling I got back there. Watered those in. I watered them again this morning. I'm gonna run back here to this back with y'all and check on them. I tied up some of my tomatoes. Some of my tomatoes are starting to fall out this way, so I tied some of them up. So I tied up there and up there, but y'all can see the tomatoes. You can just see tomatoes. It's a big one here. It'll get bigger than that. At least it's supposed to. There's tomatoes other places too. I planted some beans over here. The beans are coming up. Don't take beans long at all, y'all. Here's one. There's one. Here's another. There's another one coming up. So I planted, there's another one. You can't hardly see it. Got the little cap on it. There's some beans. There's another one coming up. So those beans are going to come up. More tomatoes. Let me get up. There's some tomato. There we go. I knew it was a cluster somewhere. And it's steadily making blooms. And these are those grocery store tomatoes. So if you're short on cash or whatever, don't hesitate to plant grocery store tomato seeds. They will grow. I also want to show you this. So if you have not been to Shay's Urban Edibles, go over to her channel and watch. But she did a video where she was talking about root knot nematode. And I don't talk about this enough. I do have root knot nematode in this garden. And she made mention of how I use the beneficial nematodes to help get rid of them. Y'all hold on. She did use she also got her some beneficial nematodes, and I wanted to do another update. I had done a kind of partial update on the beneficial nematodes. So I did and still am noticing a difference. However, you do need to apply those. You can't just apply them once and everything is fixed, if you get what I'm saying. Boy, this Pete here just don't want to. Homie don't want to do right. He want to fall down and go over yonder, do everything we're supposed to do. Anyway, you can't just apply beneficial nematode once and think it's going to solve your problem the first time. You have to. It's kind of like a progressive thing. But I did notice that my plants did better. And what do I mean by that? So I know for a fact over here, this tire bed here and this one here, I know had nematodes bad. Those were the worst offenders. Those were the worst ones. Another one that had nematodes pretty bad was this bed here. Root knot nematodes does not just hinder tomatoes, but it will hinder tomatoes. It will also hinder your peppers. So if y'all remember last year, I grew Pippin's Golden Honey right here. And remember I kept saying there was something going on with the peppers, and it's like the peppers wasn't growing right, like the leaves looked funny or whatever. Come to find out that was root knot nematode. Now my peppers eventually just outgrew it and were able to still make peppers, but I probably would have got peppers a whole lot sooner. Root knot nematode will attack your plants, and a lot of times it will kind of like, it slows them down for a point and they struggle, but they can grow out of it if you feed them enough water, just care for them enough. But still, who wants to wait for their plants to be forever taking off and actually making peppers? Because it took forever for that plant to make peppers. I had similar symptoms of root knot nematode over here. So I'm going to try to show you what it looks like on a plant, because I don't ever really hear people talking about what it looks like on a plant. Now, on this plant, you're not going to be able to see it as good as if you were to go back and look at some of my older videos where I had that Pippin's Golden Honey. The Pippin's Golden Honey, definitely you could tell. So if you start seeing leaves like this, see this little one? See how it's curled down and it almost looks shriveled, but it's still green? This one too. And a lot of times, this one is kind of showing symptoms, but it's not doing it as bad. Pepper leaves, minus this hole that, a bird or something probably took out, they generally kind of look like this. This one is showing the symptoms of it. See how, I don't know, it's almost like it kind of shrinks it and constricts the leaves. They don't grow out as big and full and pretty. They'll never get big and full like this, the way they should be. They'll stay kind of sickled like that. Like, for instance, you see this pepper plant? This one here is showing absolutely zero symptoms. See how beautiful it is? And some of your plants can have it and show no symptoms. I want to say my callaloo had it and showed zero symptoms. So, but I think callaloo is just such a tenacious plant. I think that's part of it. But yeah, these, like even this one, you can just almost tell. You can just tell by the way they kind of shrivel, because new pepper leaves should look young and pretty and come out like that. Young and pretty, and they should, want to bloom out. You'll also notice if you have it, you'll have blooms on your peppers, but those blooms will never set. They'll just fall off. See, I got a couple of little stumps in there. But what Shay showed that I didn't even know existed was neem meal seed oil. Neem meal seed. No, neem seed meal. Get that together, please. Neem seed meal. So let me explain to y'all what that is. This one back here really kind of showing. This one back here is suffering a little bit more. Usually what I do to try to help it is I usually take those affected leaves off, and I usually try to push growth. And when it tries to push growth, it'll push root growth too, because it needs more roots to make more leaves. And if it gets more roots, some of those roots may be less affected than the other roots. But anyway, she showed neem seed meal. And that neem seed meal, I didn't even know that existed. Y'all will notice I have a little bit of it over here too. Can y'all see how that leaf kind of looks? Even this one, can you see? It don't look right. It don't look like this. See how it looks different? And I know that's a very subtle difference, but these are the subtle differences you have to see in your garden. But the neem seed meal, if y'all know anything about the neem plant, that's the same thing they make neem oil out of, where you spray your stuff, and if it's too hot, it'll fry your stuff like chicken. And a lot of people, it's okay as a repellent, but I mean, it kind of works and kind of don't. But the neem seed meal is also a fertilizer. It's just like cottonseed meal. So let me explain that to y'all. It's a lot of different seeds out here that the plants just make so much seeds, and in the processing of said plant, it's so many excess seeds that they, like I said, in industry, and especially in this country, we don't throw away nothing. Nothing gets thrown away, nothing gets wasted. So in the production of cotton, in one bowl of cotton, there may be 20 seeds in it, just one. And they pick thousands upon thousands, if not millions of bowls of cotton in this nation. It's probably millions. Could be billions. I don't know. We still grow a lot of cotton. And when they pick all those bowls, you don't need all those seeds. You don't need 20 million something seeds. You only need so many seeds to go back and plant with, and then everything after that is more or less trash, because you're not going to plant that much cotton. But they're not going to throw those seeds away. What they do is grind them up, because as I've told y'all before, seeds, they have genetic information in them. They have all the energy that's needed to make that plant sprout. So when you see a plant sprouting, that's why you can put plants in growing media with no food or anything, and that plant will sprout. It has everything it needs in that seed to germinate the seed and give you a little seedling. It is then after that it's used up all this energy, and it will run out of energy, and that's why you have to start amending and feeding it whatever you're going to feed it. So these seeds, just because you don't use them for their initial intention, which is to grow another plant, you can grind them up, and they have a lot of nutrition in them. It's just like humans eating pumpkin seeds, or animals too, eating pumpkin seeds, or sunflower seeds, or flax seeds, or any other seed that you can think of that humans eat. A lot of people don't know this. Watermelon seeds actually have, that's where most of the nutrition is in a watermelon, is actually in the seeds, but most people spit those out. But so you can grind those seeds up, and they have nutrition in them, and so that's why they make fertilizer out of cottonseed meal, and neem seed meal, and some of these other meals that you see, they'll make fertilizers out of them, and so that's why they do that. There's nutrition in it, but because that's from the neem plant, it is going to have some other beneficial properties within the soil. And neem seed meal helps to get rid of the root knot nematodes, which are bad nematodes. They have beneficial nematodes, which are good, and they have bad nematodes, which are root knot nematodes and some other ones. They also have parasitic nematodes as well. Root knot nematode is actually parasitic. It goes into the roots and sucks juices and sucks things out of the roots that your plants need, and it eats them instead of the plants. So you can use that, or you can do what she did. She put the neem seed meal into her bed to help with root knot nematode and to feed, but then she came right behind it and planted mustard seedlings, little seedlings that she had grown. She planted her some little mustard plants down in there, because what can you do with those mustard plants? Mustard plants are good for fighting root knot nematode as well. Once those mustards get to a certain size, you then take them and turn them back into the soil. You kind of chop them, kill them, and you turn, instead of taking them out of your bed, you turn them back into your soil. Okay, that makes sense? Because mustards have, it's whatever makes them pungent to the taste. Those root knot nematodes, there's a chemical in there they don't like. And so you can, that's another natural way to do that. So y'all go watch her latest video where she did that. And I just wanted to show y'all what root knot nematodes, what they do to your pepper plants. On your tomatoes, they'll do something similar. You'll see your leaves like your plant will be growing real pretty, and then it'll get to the top and all of the tops will curl. Now, I'm not saying the root knot nematodes are gone in here, but the fact that all of my tomatoes still look pretty, and see all the tops, they never went through that curling business, and they also won't set fruit either. Your tomato be making blooms, and I'm not talking about you know how your tomato quit setting fruit at the heat of the summer. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it's not even the heat of the summer, and you see blooms, but you never see any fruit set. Or you see your peppers doing this here, where the leaves are curling and going these odd directions and looking crazy. And your blooms and stuff will be looking crazy too. That's root knot nematode. I wanted to show you that on the plant so that you know. Look at that bastard. Let me get some. Where am I spray ball? Oh, when I tell you, I hadn't seen no adult ones. That one's grown. He probably looking for my tomatoes right this second. He finna go meet his maker. I'm here to tell you, if I had shoes on, I'd stomp on his ass, but I ain't got no shoes on, and I don't want that stuff on the bottom of my foot. You know, when you step on these bugs, their guts come out. That's nasty. Let me get my ball. I hope his ass still standing over here. I'm just filming. He just standing there. Yeah, honey, fly your ass off. I've been hit him in the air. I ain't got time. These bugs, and let me keep my ball right over here. I keeps me a bottle of honey. I'm not gonna have it with these leaf-footed bugs. But anyway, I want to tell y'all and show y'all, talk about that. Y'all go, please go over to Shay's Urban Edibles and go watch that video, and go watch any of her other videos. She has a lot of very informative videos, and if you want to see somebody that is really out here growing, because y'all know me, I promote a lot of different channels, and I watch a lot of channels for different reasons. But Shay out here growing, y'all. She growing, and there is no excuse. There is no excuse. You just have to do what you have to do, because if for the time being things ain't gonna do, them to get worse, especially with these allergies. Things ain't gonna do nothing but get worse with these allergies. It's gonna make no sense. Well, Shay is really out there growing, and she's in just a regular neighborhood, growing in her backyard. I think she got flowers and stuff in her front, Malabar spinach, stuff like that, and it's beautiful. And she's, you know, pretty doggone successful at it too. I hadn't seen, you know, every gardener makes mistakes, so I can't say that people be 100% successful. No gardener is 100% successful, including myself. Everybody has things that happen, pests, whatever, stuff happens, the weather, whatever it may be. But she's pretty doggone successful, y'all. But I want to show y'all this, and I'm gonna get off of here. Look at this here. Look at these arroz con pollo peppers. And I wanted to show this. You see how at every node, so a node is where you have another branch or a leaf coming out. Look at how every node, 3 peppers there, 3 peppers there, 3 peppers at this node, 2 at this node. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let me turn around and show you. Oh, look at this little lizard. He's so cute. Anyway, see this? You get 1, 3 or 4 peppers. Then when you get 3 or 4 peppers, 5, 6 peppers, your plant be loaded down and it can't do nothing. And I'm waiting on this to get ripen because I want those seeds to be good and mature. That's why I hadn't taken that. Otherwise, I could have taken it. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Your seasoning peppers. Seasoning peppers be so doggone prolific till it don't even make sense. Look. Every node, at least 2, 3 peppers. Every node. And then not to mention that sucker is pretty. Look at them leaves with them purple stems. That's a pretty ass plant now. Can't even lie that that's a pretty plant. And I'm gonna go further. Look at this. Y'all see all them peppers? Let me turn over. That's 1 branch. 1 branch. You staying at about 20 peppers. These sweethearts is prolific now. I don't grow no peppers. I try to stay away from. That actually is more prolific than me than regular bell peppers. That is a La Rouge pepper. And like I said, if it wasn't carrying this great big one, it probably would still be putting on blooms. But it is pushing out growth. I fed it and it pushed out some more growth. These I did the same thing too. And then like I said, I was fighting with a little bit of this root knot nematode. This ain't nearly as bad as last year because these plants will get it and they'll grow out of it real quick. Like I said, that's another way you can fight root knot nematode. Feed them and it'll push growth. And when it starts pushing leaves, it'll push more roots. That way they're not on those damaged roots. It'll push new feeder roots and stuff. Because see, I fed it and that sucker started pushing. Not only that, these got broke off. That helped too when they got, well, I won't say help, but y'all get what I'm saying. When that got broke off, it's wanting to push new growth. Y'all see what I'm saying? So those are some ways to combat root knot nematode. Use your mustard greens. Even if you just grow you some starts, use your mustard greens. That's another reason why it's good to grow seed. I mean, to harvest your seed, because if mustards will give you so many seeds, they will give you thousands of seeds. And you, even if you take 100 of those seeds and you just throw them down and you get those plants started and they become just a seedling and you turn them back into the soil, you see what I'm saying? Not only is it going to be beneficial to your soil, it's going to help stop some of that root knot nematode. Also, turning them into your soil helps aerate. And those nematodes don't like sunlight. They're like most microbes, like bacteria and stuff. Bacteria don't really like air and sunlight. You know, bacteria usually likes dark places like that. Root knot nematodes are not bacteria, they are parasites. But it's a similar concept. They are the type of parasite that likes it dark, moist areas. That's why they like your root zone. So if you turn your soil and turn those muscles down into there to help aerate, help expose the soil up under there to the sunlight where those nematodes may be and kill them. But yeah, I just wanted to show y'all that. I wanted to show y'all the arroz con pollo, show y'all that my tomatoes are still making, and tell y'all what I did yesterday since I lost all that footage. But I'm getting ready to go live, so till next time, see you guys later.